Alright guys, out here working on the Talon today, and I got a special treat for it today. Now I'm not sure everybody on the channel will know it, or that watches this will know what this is. The majority will, but this is an ECMlink ECU, which you can tell by E. And what that means is that this is tunable stock with ECMlink, which this guy already has in it. And it's kind of hard to read, but this is actually my old ECU. I had a purple 95 Talon, which I'll put a picture up here, that this ECU originally came in stock. And I got a ECMlink V2, you know, just like flash chip in it, and I borrowed my friend's cord and stuff, and you know, we had a good time with that car. But then that car burned down, as you'll see right here. And then I sold off the parts from it because the red car that I replaced it with already had ECMlink. So I sold it. My friend ran it for a few years in his car. Picture of that right here. And then he ended up upgrading to a different car, which also already had ECMlink, so he didn't need it anymore. So I bought it back from him. This is ECMlink Lite, so it's not the full, but I mean, for what this car is going to do, that should be fine for a while. Yeah, so we'll see what we got to do to get this in. Okay, starting off in the car, step one is going to be to get this piece of shit plastic panel off here, which there should be a screw behind that little cover, a screw back by the pedal, and I think there's just a clip on the back of this side. But we'll find out. I've had the ECU out of this car before, and I seem to recall I didn't put the other bolt back in. If you have a car where they put all of the bolts back in the ECU, it can also help to take this side off too, but I don't believe I put that one in. I think I just put the two that I can get to from over here. Or maybe even just one, I don't remember. But I guess we'll find out. Alright, well that was easier than I thought, because apparently the middle screw wasn't screwed into anything. And there is no clip in the back, so I took the front one off and it just kind of fell off. So if you look really closely, right here is what we're looking for, this guy. If you see that down there, that's the TCU on an automatic. And if you have a manual, well then you got other problems. But yeah, so we need to get this off, which should be that bolt right there. Let's give it a go. Well, bad news, it looks like I did put the other bolt in, because you can see it's not flopping in here. So luckily that's easy enough to get out, or if you want to know where they are, rather, just look at the one you got. So it'll be in the car like this, meaning that we took out, let's see, it'll be this way. So we took out that one, so that means we need to get out that one. Alright guys, trying a bit of a different angle. We'll see if this works out okay. Let's see, we'll try to tilt it a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's see if this works. I think I forgot to get my ratcheting wrench, damn it. I don't remember having to use a wrench to get that. I guess I'll go grab it. Hold on. Okay, I returned with wrenches, so let's see. I swear I did that with a ratchet. Oh well. Okay. This isn't even tight. What a waste of time. Oh, I'm tightening it. Oh, yeah. I always get mixed up when I'm trying to flip ratcheting wrenches over and remember what direction is what when they're flipped over, because you have to think, yeah, but I'm using it backwards. What direction am I using it? Is this the right way? And then I can never remember. I always have to stop and think about it, and I feel like an idiot. There we go. Now let's hope I didn't put the other bolt on, because I hate that one. How could it be more? Well, I don't know what would have possessed me to do that, but I guess we have to take that side off now. I'm not putting it back. All right, I left that part out because that bolt wasn't supposed to be there. So we'll just pretend it wasn't there, and we'll go. Ta-da! Piece of crap out. All right, so now we're ready to slap this guy back in. There's something you want to keep in mind when you swap between different cars like this that I will show you shortly. So let's get going. All right, try to get this bastard in. These things are always a pain in the ass. So it goes this way. That's actually, is it going? Going? There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now, resist the urge to plug it in. You want to just get the bolt started because it's impossible to get this shit in once it's all together. They always want to cross through it too, so. They're those self-tapping body bolts with the little cut on them. Ah, shit. Yep, and that's what you want to try not to do. Well, luckily it's retrievable. Sometimes you can drop stuff behind the center console and it'll be gone forever. Like there's a little like seam where bolts can go where like you can't get them back. I usually drop I take that back. If you had a magnet you could, but I usually drop plastic clips down there, which obviously you can't get back. Well, let's see what I'm doing wrong because I can't see shit. Hole is, oh, I see. There we go. All right. Let's try this again. Okay, ready to get started. Where in the hell is my wrench? Oh, of course, everything's scattered. Failure. There we go. Got it. And we'll also start the other one, which I really hope I don't drop. Okay. I'm pretty sure I got it backwards, but whatever. Oh, I did it right. Amazing. Okay, and we'll take this guy. I'm gonna use a ratchet for that one because it's a little easier. And remember, don't kill these bolts in there. They're little tiny bolts. Just be careful. Like, you don't have to man them shits in there. All right, now the way I like to plug these back in is because it seems to make a difference as to how easy it is to get apart. You want to go from the bottom to the top. If you go from the top to the bottom, the cords get in the way of you. So that one, they only fit in one way, so don't worry about messing it up. You really can't. And the little guy next. This one's always the toughest. And there we go. ECU is installed. Now I know it's really tempting to just want to start the car right up, but you don't want to do that. And I'll explain why in a second. So let's go out there and we'll look at under the hood, and I'll show you what you need to do. All right, so we got the EEPROM in, and we're just getting ready to start the car. Now, like I said, one thing you want to keep in mind is you have to make sure you have everything set up right for what kind of engine you're putting it on. Meaning, 95, 97, 99, there's a couple of little differences you need to know. So all EEPROMs and the way ECMlink is made are for a 95. So when you very first go to start it, if it's not on a 95, there's a couple physical things you might need to change, or setting in the application you need to set, to tailor it to the car. In this case, this is a 97, so we have the cam sensor over there, and the reason that's important is on a 95 the cam sensor is on the cam gear over here. So what you need to do to make the car run in that scenario is swap the plug wires around so that 2 and 3 are where 1 and 2 are. Just, take those two, swap them with the other two, and you should be good to go. Okay, so I did verify, and it appears these are plugged in correctly, for the way the car was. So 2 and 3 are on this coil. It's one ignition coil, and 1 and 4 are on the other. So outside 2 cylinders are on that one, inside 2 cylinders are on this one. So what you have to do is change these around. So it doesn't matter which one, because they both fire at the same time. But you have to change those 2 coils, the wires around on each coil. Alright, so plug wires are swapped. Now we got the ECMlink cable plugged in to the OBD. The OBD port on this is popped out a little holder, but we'll see if it works. This is what the cable looks like. And it's just a USB on one end. So, yeah, just USB. So then you need a laptop, or obviously, or you know, if you have a desktop in a garage or something, I mean, you could, but to tune, you're really going to want a laptop. So plug her in there. You're going to want to make sure you follow all the instructions if you've never set it up before, because you need to install the software and then a driver, and then also your ECU can be too old to work with it, so you can get some problems for that. You open up the program, and I already have it open here. I was working on my other car. It'll normally open to this screen right here. So what you want to do is you want to put the key in and just turn it to run. So we're currently on the run position, and we will, it says disconnect because I was connected already, but we will go ahead and connect. So connect. Okay, and now you want to go ECU config live, and the one thing you want to change is make sure this box use non-95/96 cam angle sensor is checked. If you have that checked, then you're good to go. Now I'm going to pause a minute before I start this because it's a used ECU, so I got to clear everything out, but we'll start in a minute here. Alright, so got everything zeroed out, so let's see if it starts. Oh, hold on, hold on, my bad. All right, try again. Oh, I see why. There we go. Missed one box. Well, that was a success. Next video I get to make, I'll try to do some tuning. Thanks.